Welcome back, everyone. We have fantastic news in regards to the expanded enhanced child tax credit. For many of you that thought the child tax credit idea was dead and was just a pandemic era policy, well, you'd be wrong, because we're moving full steam ahead, and it looks like this bill could get passed just in time for this tax year. That is true, folks, not a lie. So we're going to be talking about it in today's video, talking about all the details that you need to know. Let's get started without further ado and jump right in. The fact is, House GOP leaders are moving forward with a $78 billion bipartisan tax package, even as some Republicans express reservations over the deal, which includes an expansion of the popular child tax credit, which is a top Democratic priority. It feels like 2020 all over again, especially with the Chiefs and the 49ers playing in the Super Bowl. We have child tax credit. Hopefully that does not mean a sort of another pandemic, folks. Speaker Mike Johnson said at a private event on Monday that the bill, which also restores some business tax breaks that are favored by Republicans, and it's probably how they're going to be able to get the deal done, they needed those tax breaks in there, will now come to the floor under a suspension of the rules, which is an expedited process that requires a 2/3 majority for passage. Quote, "It is going to come up," Johnson said at a Congressional Institute event on Monday, according to a transcript obtained by some news outlets. And, quote, "There's a few subsets of members. You have concerns for various reasons, but we're going to probably run it on a suspension. And I think you're going to get a very high vote tally, probably on both sides of the aisle." This sounds absolutely fantastic, and it looks like we're finally getting some bipartisanship, some deals being done, reaching across the aisle and coming together, and hopefully this could mean other policies and bills as well to come. And he added, quote, "There's a lot of great policy in there. It's not a perfect bill. We're not going to get a perfect bill when we have a divided government, as we do." And the bill was discussed at length during a House GOP leadership meeting Monday, and a floor vote could come as soon as this week, though GOP sources cautioned that it has not been set in stone yet. And House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Jason Smith, who is a Missouri Republican who negotiated the deal with his Democratic counterpart in the Senate, presented the deal to a smaller group of Republicans on Monday evening and is expected to brief the full conference on Tuesday. Now, there are some concerns over the child tax credit expansion, but some Republicans are pouring cold water on the proposal, because House Freedom Caucus Chairman Bob Good of Virginia said he's concerned about expanding the child tax credit for people who aren't paying taxes, and he's worried that illegal migrants may potentially receive the money, something that the House Ways and Means panel has pushed back on, and also took issue that it would be brought to the House floor under suspension of the rules. Quote, "I've expressed those concerns. I think we need to fix the child tax credit and bring it up under the rule," he said. And GOP Representative Byron Donalds of Florida, also a Freedom Caucus member, echoed a similar sentiment, saying, quote, "I'm leaning no right now, but I want to hear out Chairman Smith. Really sit down, go through it all." So he's not a definite no. He wants to consider it and hear the details, but right now he is saying no. Now, meanwhile, some Democrats are opposed to the deal because they don't think that the proposal broadens eligibility for the child tax credit to enough families who currently receive no credit or only a partial amount because they earn too little. And this is a problem. Now, this package will also include you folks going ahead and smashing that like button. Make sure you give this video a tremendous thumbs up. I would appreciate that. This helps me, the community, the YouTube algorithm, and we could reach more people and spread the word. So make sure you like that video. I would appreciate it. Now, the package does call for temporarily enabling lower income families to claim more of the credit. It would increase the maximum refundable credit for those households who owe little or no income taxes, and it would allow low-income families with more than one child to receive the same credit for each of their kids, just as higher-income families already do. And in addition, it would also adjust the tax credit for inflation starting in 2024. Families would have the choice of using their earnings in the current year or the prior year in case their earnings were volatile. And these provisions would be in effect for 3 tax years, from 2023 through 2025. So this is not a permanent forever deal, but it could pave the way for more to come down the road. And notably, the deal does not change the minimum earnings threshold of $2,500 needed to begin to claim the credit. And Smith has already emphasized that the child tax credit expansion, quote, "keeps work requirements at the heart of the program." Also, the package does maintain the 2017 Republican Tax Cuts and Jobs Act requirement that children must have Social Security numbers for their families to file for the credit, which, quote, safeguards against claims made by illegal immigrants and ineligible persons, according to the House Ways and Means Committee. Of course, I'm sure Democrats didn't take too kind to this, and they didn't really want to have this in the bill, but ultimately, it would be a way to get this deal done and get it to the president's desk. And the president right now is in support of this bill as far as we know. So, folks, the fact is that what we know right now, the proposal would help more than 80% of the 19 million children who receive no credit or a partial one because their families earn too little, according to the left-leaning Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. Now, when it comes to increasing the SALT cap, another hurdle that has developed is that some Republicans in blue states are pushing for the package to increase the temporary $10,000 cap on state and local tax deductions from federal income taxes, and that was originally imposed by the 2017 GOP tax law. According to Representative GOP Mike Lawler of New York, he said, quote, there needs to be a fix for SALT, and he expressed those feelings during a GOP whips meeting. Now, various changes have been floated, including increasing the cap to $30,000 or $50,000, and also adding an income threshold so that way high earners would be more restricted in what they could deduct. But raising the cap would be very costly and would ultimately increase the deficit, according to Henrietta Treyes, who is a director of the Economic Policy Research at Veda Partners, which is a consulting group that provides policy analysts to institutional investors. And that would be a tough sell to many GOP lawmakers. Now, the current package accelerates a deadline for businesses to ultimately file for a COVID-19 era employer tax credit, which is estimated to offset nearly all of the package. Plus, raising the SALT deduction limit would mean that individual tax breaks would become larger than those given to businesses. And that would negate another selling point, and GOP supporters of the package are using to convince their peers to vote for the deal, and they're using that idea. Now, the cap is set to expire after 2025, and the federal government is projected to lose an additional $116 billion in tax revenue in 2026 once that limit on the deduction ultimately vanishes, according to the Joint Committee on Taxation. Now, House GOP Whip Tom Emmer, who was seen huddling with blue state Republicans on the floor Monday, acknowledged, quote, some people disagree with some of the things, other people do want more stuff in it, so it's just the way it works. And that's good that we do have some bipartisanship here. Unfortunately, not everyone is going to be able to get all their line items in order, exactly what they wanted to see in the bill, all their priorities, but it's the way you get a deal done and the way you can come together and finally get something passed, because otherwise it is just going to be a stalemate and this is just going to go on and drag forever. Now, it seems like perhaps both parties are more willing to work with each other now that it's an election year, and they want to have some good campaigns and sound bites on their commercials that will air in the local jurisdictions, and I'm sure that they want to make believe that they did something amazing for the American people, even though they might have reluctantly voted for this bill. So that's certainly another factor to consider when you are looking at a potential candidate that you want to vote for, and maybe using this in mind, that they probably don't really want to vote for this. However, to get the deal done, they could say they finally did something for the American people. This is what it took. So, guys, I am curious to hear your thoughts and opinions on this bill. What do you think should be in there? What do you think should be taken out if necessary? Do you think this bill is enough? Do you think that we should even be focusing on the child tax credit right now? Or do we have bigger issues at hand? Let us know down below in the comment section. I'm curious to hear. But it seems like the American people, for the most part, do overwhelmingly support this bill and would love to see it passed. And I think it would do well for the American people. So let us know down below in the comment section. Curious to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. We will be keeping a close watch on this. This is the week, folks. This is the week that the bill could be passed. So all updates and developments right here on this channel. This is your one-stop shop for all of your insights and financial news. With that being said, folks, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up, smash the like button, get the word out, spread it on social media. Make sure that everyone is in the know, aware of what's going on. If you want to be notified when we do post a brand new video, make sure that you're subscribed, but with notifications turned on. Once you ring that bell, that little bell will notify you every time we do post a brand new video. And if you want to get some free stocks, all on me, all free, use that brokerage affiliate link down below in the description of this video. When you sign up with Robinhood, you'll get some free stocks, some values of thousands of dollars. So let us know what stocks you get. And with that being said, folks, I do look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care for now.